All right, welcome to Tile Coach. I'm Isaac Ostrom. Thank you for checking out another one of our videos. Today I'm here with some Spectralock 1. So I've been getting a lot of comments. We've been doing all this grout testing. If you want to see those videos on doing the Prism and the Power Grout, what else did we? The Mape, the Ardex, we did all the other high performance grouts. Made a video on that and did testing on them. If you want to see that, check out the link in the description. But today we're going to be working with Spectralock 1, which there's been like this big unveiling from Laticrete. This product's been in development for a while and they finally got it out. It's supposed to be the answer to all our problems in the grout world, but what do we think? Kirk's already shaking his head, but we don't want to ruin it because we want to show you what we think of it. So what's really cool is that we're able to bring you these tests unbiased. I'm not paid by any companies, so I take the products, I test them. With your guys' support, I can do that. If you do want to support Tile Coach and help these tests go on so that I don't have to reach out for manufacturers for support, we got these cool shirts. I love these t-shirts. They're super comfortable. They're my favorite shirt. We had to pay a little extra for them, but yeah, if you want them, go to tilecoach.com. You'll see these shirts up. Please support us and we'll keep bringing you these tests. So we've done, how many jobs have we done? So I've grouted a whole shower with Spectralock 1. The shower for Bow project, this project right here, the Denver project, I grouted a whole shower and a floor in it. How many jobs have you done, Kurt?
We've done one, full one.
Yeah. A couple of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've used it a few times. And we have, I think we've found the best way to apply it. So I'm gonna just give you a little rundown on how to apply it. So Spectralock 1, it's not technically an epoxy. It's a pre-mixed grout that is supposed to perform like epoxy. So it comes in the little pails like this. Okay, so nice thing about it is it's pre-mixed. Epoxy, their regular Spectralock is a 3-part. It's an A, B, and a C. And this is already mixed up, ready to go. So you just scoop it right out of the bucket. In small areas like this, it's really nice. It applies really easy. So the spreading of it isn't an issue. The spreading of it goes on really nice. The thing that we've had trouble with is the cleanup. We're gonna let this sit for 5 to 15 minutes. 5 to 15 minutes after you grout it, then you can jump on it. So we're gonna.
Temperatures are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
So this is into the 15-minute range on account of temperature.
Yeah. So if it's hot out, you're gonna want to get on it pretty quick within 5 minutes. That's what I noticed when I was working in Denver. Zach, it was pretty hot out there, right? It was like 90 degrees out there. As soon as we spread it on that tile, I mean, it was starting to flash on the tile. So one of those things you're gonna have to test out. Is pretty cold right now, so we'll wait a little while. But I don't think there's any real harm on getting on it right away. So let's go ahead and just wipe it right now, Kurt.
Normally we would smear, it would be 15 minutes by the time we smear the
because you
shower.
would smear a wall. Yeah.
Shoot, don't even really need to.
Sorry,
One wipe. Here's one of the keys with doing this is to have these microfiber cloths. These are really helpful when you do these. So we'll do the first one with the damp one. And so we want to get any puddles off of the tile. If you see here, the puddles of water, that's where you're going to end up getting the residue. Any little puddle of water. You can't get that off with a sponge, especially on a wall. It'll continue to drip out of the grout joints. Then you're gonna get a nasty haze and you're gonna fight it. Trust me, it's really hard to get off once it dries on the tile. So Kurt, go ahead and give one pass with that. So that's a wet microfiber. And see that residue right here? So that's the residue that came off of the microfiber. So yeah, if you just fold them flat, you can go over it, just one wipe like that. And that's gonna leave a nice finish where there's no puddles on the tile. So the only way to do that is one of these. If you put a sponge on it, you're gonna end up with a puddle. So that's how you apply it. And we're just gonna set this aside. So one of my issues with this, okay, so for the most part, if you're doing a whole shower, it's very time consuming. You can only work in really small batches. Again, if you need to start wiping it within 5 minutes, think about how much of a wall you can do. You can't do very much because it's going to start going off. And so you're going to have to work in small batches. How much longer would you say it takes? Like if you were going to use Spectralock 1, how much longer would it take than like if you were using Prism?
I would say an hour or two.
No, a whole bathroom.
You think it does?
Okay, for a bathroom. For a bathroom, if you were going to grout a bathroom, how much longer would it take to use Spectralock 1 as opposed to Prism?
I would say about an hour or so.
Oh, I thought it was taking like a whole day.
No, an hour more than Prism?
Oh, then Prism?
Yeah.
So look, you and I,
with
we
the
did that shower
microfibers towels,
together.
your cleanup is double the time.
Double the time.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're using sponges and the microfiber towels.
So yeah, I would say it's going to take at least twice as long to grout as opposed to using just like their, well, for their company, their Permacolor grout, which is their cementitious grout. So, so time consuming, labor intensive, expensive too. These guys are about $80 pail. At least that's what I'm paying for them. So let's see. So we were, in doing all of our other testing, we were really searching for a grout that held up in water, in showers. The problems that we were having with Permacolor, Prism, Ultracolor, all the other power grout, is that they were really soft when they got wet, and so you were able to actually scrape them out with the spacer when they got wet. So the only reason I would use this is if it performed better in those areas than those grouts, obviously, right? So I want to see what happens too when I put a little bit of water on here. So this is, again, Spectralock 1, cured for 60 days or something like that. And we're going to see what happens when I take one of these hard spacers. So this is just a plastic spacer. What do you guys think? You think it's going to pass the spacer test?
No.
No?
No better than any of the other grouts.
Okay, so we got our grout board wet. And let's see what happens. Plastic spacer, scraping it out. So I think that might be a little bit better than like Prism and the Permacolor. It's probably harder, don't you think? It seemed to hold up a little bit more. But yeah, let's see what happens with more water. But still, look, I can take the spacer and get all of that grout out when it's wet. Yeah, so yeah, that's all the grout that came out with the spacer. And let me see if I can, what happens if I just rub it. Yeah, it's coming out with just a rag. Yeah. So this is a good test because people want to scrub their grout when it gets dirty. So this is actually, this is one of the things that really brought up the grout, like in the power grout and the Prism. It came out really easy with one of these brushes. So let's see what happens when we do this. Seems to hold up pretty well. Seems to hold up pretty well.
You didn't put any hardener on that sheet, right?
No, not at all. So this, yeah, so there's a little bit, but not much. So it fails the plastic spacer test, but it passes the nylon brush test, which I think that's pretty damn good, right?
That's what you want.
So all of the troubles and callbacks that we've had from using the Prism and the power grout is on the shower pans, because they're always getting saturated with water. It's basically like a submerged application, ton of water on them. The walls, we never have problems. You know, water hits it and it sheds off and goes into the pan. So what if we used Spectralock 1 on the pans only, just the pans, And then we use the Permacolor, which is Laticrete's other, you know, their regular cementitious grout. You could use that on the walls to save time because we don't really need it on the walls. And then our pans would hold up, you know,
10 years or more?
yeah, at least 10 years. No, I think that would be a really solid installation if we did that.
And
so
the colors being the same brand would match.
yeah, and they're the same brand. So you got a bag of Permacolor, Kurt? Yeah. So here's here's the Permacolor. So this is Laticrete's Permacolor. This is their cementitious, which is like their Power Grout or their Prism. And so we could use this on the walls in the dry areas where we never have issues with our grouts, and use the Spectralock 1 on the shower pans. That way we can ensure this shower is going to last 100 years or more, because really the grout has been the weak link in our installations. I mean, it really, honestly, it has. So I think that's a great game plan. So I'm pleasantly surprised by this test. Again, with the initial little scratch of the spacer, it came out, but I was being pretty aggressive with that. The nylon brush, it didn't come out. So there you guys have it. Again, nobody paid me to do this, which is nice. So please support our channel by going to tilecoach.com, buy yourself a t-shirt or a sticker, and we'll have more to come on that website. It's brand new, it's just up and running. So anyways, thanks for being here, guys. I love you. I love being your tile coach, and we'll see you on the next video.